just makes you look at it more. What's that? But I don't have really camel toe because I don't have like big meat curtains, and that's what makes the thing. So you're welcome. You're welcome. So I went to 7-Eleven, and the guy's like, I'm trying to get rung up, and the guy goes, can I get your phone number? Are you taking a picture of me?
I already do.
Okay, I hope I didn't look, you know.
No, you do.
Went to 7-Eleven, they got great egg salad sandwiches, they got all kinds of things. That you don't have to like eat those things that are rolling around and those things, right? So I get up to the counter and he said, can I have your phone number? And I'm like, Kazim, that sounds nice, but no. And so then I come there another time and goes, phone number please? And I was like, just because you say it authoritatively doesn't mean I'm going to give it to you, but I appreciate the, you know, the question again, Kazim. So my girlfriend, she goes, you idiot. He doesn't want your phone number to ask you out. He wants your phone number for the 7-Eleven rewards program. So I gave him my phone number and I get in my car and he goes, this is Kazim, you want to fuck? So we're fucking. So anytime I have a Lyft driver, it turns out that they're deaf. Like every single one is deaf. So my friend goes, you idiot. You know, they have like a profile, like a passenger profile, and it probably says you talk. First of all, obviously I need new friends. Don't call me an idiot, right? For sure. So my name is Leslie Lang. So a lot of people think I'm going to be Chinese. I'm not Chinese. I mean, sometimes I wish I were, so I found to be able to date a white guy. Not racist, just true. Just true. I mean, I'll be a guy of any race. I'm just trying to complete my collection. So I can do all the women. Yeah. Sometimes I wish I was a lesbian because my girlfriend, she's smart and she's got a, you know, she drives a Porsche, she's got a big job, she can surf, she talks, like she can do anything. And I'm like, how come I can't be a lesbian? She goes, I want to be a lesbian too. So we like totally want to be lesbians. And she goes, you want to just try it? I'm like, no. So then she goes, I opened up my Bumble dating to women. I'm like, what? Without even like, what? So she goes, I had all these matches. And she goes, and then I had a lady date. So that was at noon. So I call her at 5. I go, how was your lady date? She goes, it just ended. So I'm like, anyway, we just discovered that we can only be like lesbians from the waist up. You know what I mean? And that's if a lot of alcohol's involved. Anyway, lady date. I'm online dating and my profile name is Happy-Go-Lucky365. When guys read it, they read it as Happy-Get-Lucky365. Which is okay with me because that is on brand. And the first guy, he was like, I'm a cross-dresser. So I'm like, okay, I can potentially double my wardrobe. Gotta stay positive. And then he says, I like to be humiliated. I'm turned on when a woman humiliates me. And I'm like, I've been married. The next guy, he described himself as BDSM, hetero, flexible, poly, switch. I was like, why don't you just shorten that to IFA? I'll fuck anything. The young guys really like me. I call myself a reverse cougar. A regular cougar is an older woman who goes after younger men. I'm an older woman that the younger men are going after. Right? That's a difference. So I'm just walking out in the world and this guy goes, hey, your fit is dripping and your shoe game is on point. So I looked that up. That means sexy and fashionable, so I'm like, thank you so much. Are you trying to raise me up? I'm just here standing on business. W in the chat, 6767, bussin', flexin', period. I know the whole language. Okay? So when I realized some of those words are from middle school, so I'm like, okay. So I had to like put an age requirement for somebody to date me. So you have to be at least 10 years old when the Twin Towers came down to ride this ride. I'll give you a minute for the math, because you know. Anyway, so this first guy, he calls me and goes, I think you're beautiful, I'd love to take you out to dinner sometime, or we could just hook up. So I'm like, all right, I appreciate your transparency, Benjamin. I have a follow-up question. How old were you when the Twin Towers came down? Were you 4? 4. Carry the one, close enough. So he comes over and he takes his shirt off and he's got washboard abs. I'm like, oh, those are your abs? He goes, they're yours tonight. So I did a couple loads of laundry on them. And then he did a load on me.
Gina.
I got to know his fingers and I'm like, my God, your digital dexterity and strength are outstanding. He goes, I'm a fingerboarder. So I'm like, okay, right? So he finishes me off, he goes home, I look that up when it's fingerboarding. He grabs those little tiny skateboards, okay, the tech deck. And so they use their fingers and blah, 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 you know what I'm talking about? I'm not inviting that guy because, I'm not inviting him back because that sport is going nowhere, okay? Nowhere. The next guy who contacted me, he was German. So I said, you have to be at least 10 years old when the Twin Towers came down. He's like 9. And I'm like, no, 10. He's like 9. And I go, just give me your passport. So I look, I go, not only were you not 9 or 10, you were 1 year, 4 months, and 17 days when the Twin Towers came down. 72 weeks when the Twin Towers came down. 504 days when the Twin Towers came down. Close enough. So he comes over and he's down there. I go, what are you doing? He goes, I don't know. And I said, clearly. What I want you to do is I want you to take your tongue and your cursive. I want you to write the alphabet on my bean down there. Get that. So he's looking up at me and looking up at me. I'm like, what's your problem? He goes, I don't know cursive. So then, I'm not going to tell you who this next guy was, but his mom was 15 when the Twin Towers came down. Okay? Close enough. So he's down there, and I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, I don't know. And I said, with your tongue in cursive, I want you to write the alphabet on my bead and get down there. So he's looking up at me, looking up at me. What's your problem? He goes, I don't know the alphabet. So I drove myself right to the police department and turned myself in. So if you're looking for me, check out Megan's Law website. Okay, so I said one more. Okay, I was out dancing, and I'm out at a place called the Number One Broadway, which is where all the older people go. We used to call it the Wrinkle Room. Now we just call it Number One Broadway. So this group of young guys were kind of like, all like looking over. And so this one guy goes, hey, I love your jacket. And I said, my jacket loves you. What do you want to do about it? And he goes, I think you're gorgeous. And I said, obviously I have 20/20 vision, thank you. He goes, would it be weird if I asked to kiss you? I said, it'd be weird if you didn't ask to kiss me, right? So he goes, after we're making out, he goes, you want to get out of here? And I'm like, I do. I need a copy of your driver's license, and I send that to my friends. I don't actually check, I have to take out my reading glasses to look at his driver's license to find out how old he was. He was tall, so obviously he was old enough. So, for some reason, when they're tall, I think they're older. Yes. So he's a basketball coach, right? So I know he's got to shoot his shot. But off season, he sells liquor to restaurants and bars. So I said, so you're a little Turner and Hooch. He's so young, he didn't know that movie. And he also didn't know that hooch is another word for alcohol. Okay? That's how young he was. So I'm driving to my house, he goes, do you do this often? I go, I do it whenever I want, okay, buddy? And he goes, well, this is going to be a one and done. And I said, look, let's just take it one day at a time. And so anyway, so after that, now we're Turner and Hoochie Mama. Anyway, I got to get to 7-Eleven because Cassine's getting off, and then I'm getting off next.
Let's keep it going. So lovely, Leslie. Leslie, I definitely know cursive.
You're the one that I want.
Anyone wants to find out? Come talk to me about your drink. The beer tickle's just the right amount.